We are live and we are back again. It is your boy Itsthemazoku.
I'm AsaniDragonscale.
Of course, you do that little. Anyway, guys, welcome back. It's episode 4 of Spoonful of Polyamory podcast. Last time we talked about things like boundaries and stuff like that, and today, this is kind of like, I guess you could say, a cutesy episode because we're gonna go more into.
I get to brag about you.
And I also get to interrupt me, rude shit. We're actually going to talk about another topic that we brought up in the car. Actually, the love languages we kind of learn from growing up and shit. Yeah, that. So we want to bring that up in conversation as well. Also, if you've enjoyed our podcast so far, please just be sure to subscribe, like, or even share it to a friend or someone in general who may be interested in polyamory or just want to hang out with us in general. I mean, granted, our YouTube is specifically polyamory, and stuff like that. But we're still people. We still like to have fun and do our thing. So, but I definitely got a lot of comments pertaining to the last episode, pertaining to like boundaries, and some people really worried about setting those boundaries and wondering if, will people be
accepting
of those particular boundaries and stuff like that. So now you got into the point where you are talking to your person, you're excited about your relationship, you're gushing over them, and you have those particular things that you like to gush about. And that's what this episode is about, is us getting to gush. And probably some of the things you guys. So our objective was, well, at least apparently to me, our objective was to write down a couple of things that you tend to tell people when you are bragging about your person. So, you know what time it is. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. All right, that's me. So that means I get to go, right?
Yes.
All right. So this is not hard, but I wanted to write down so many of the things I can think of because I know there's a lot. And so when I'm bragging about you, I wrote down a particular. So the first thing is, I talk about how resourceful you are, and it's so ridiculous. Like, I'm literally on the phone with somebody. Ooh, also make sure you're not slapping the table if you can.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
I didn't mean to do that. I'm just gonna leave it open from now on.
Yeah. So we're talking about how resourceful you are to me. I'm literally having a conversation about something with somebody, and they brought up like, oh yeah, I need to go do something with my sprouts, and I was like, what is a sprout? And then out of nowhere, here comes Asani like, a sprout is a particular lizard, and I'm like,
it's a skink.
A skink?
You were just talking about like bean sprouts
or whatever the fuck it was called. I don't give a damn. But the statement still stands. Like the fact that you automatically know almost anything that I need. Like remember when I talked about like, oh, I want to get my coyotes done, and you were like, oh, well, you probably need to find a seamstress, and I'm like, the fuck is a seamstress? Somebody is probably going to be able to do that. Okay, cool. Where do I find them? I don't know. And I'm like, bro, like, how do
just because I know what you need to do doesn't mean I know where to find them.
But that's what I'm talking about. But like, you have the answers normally to most of those fucking things, and it's just like, how? Like, even if you put into perspective, like the household, you're the handyman. You're the handyman. You do all the handy shit in the house, and I'm just the techie. Like, if you have a tech issue, I'm here.
I cannot do tech worth shit.
Yeah, so that's what I'm talking about. Like, that's you. You do all the handy stuff. They my strong little handyman.
You know what that comes from?
What?
That comes from growing up as a military brat and dad not being home 90% of the time. Mm-hmm. So mom had to do everything around the house, and I just watched her.
Okay. I can't really say if it's very much of a similar situation for me, but I can understand that. Also, leaning a little bit too much. You got keep your frame, all right? Keep your frame.
Well, I don't know what my frame is, so
Your frame is here, all right? Boom. Minor adjustments, y'all. But as you know, we're still a growing podcast. We're trying to find the perfect format for everything.
Honestly, I think having the cameras on a stand that's not on the table would help a lot.
See, the camera has no effect. It's the microphone that we're having issues with. And yeah, that would probably be effective, but if you wouldn't lean and on and off all the doggone time. Anyway, we need to get a stronger table, regardless. We need to get a stronger table. So, oh my God, I could talk about this for hours. How much you support me in all my passion projects. I can't say this enough, especially coming from a relationship where all I wanted to do was make a wrestling promotion with some friends, like a video game wrestling promotion, and it was frowned upon, you know, and to have somebody that's like, yeah, that's something you want to do, go ahead and do it. And with my former music career, oh, that's something you want to do, go ahead and do it. And then doing this, oh yeah, if you want to do that, I'm here to support it. I'm with it.
If it makes you happy, do it.
Exactly.
As long as you're not hurting someone, I don't care. Don't even go there. Don't even go there. We both know that's not what I meant.
Yeah, I know. Video games. Yeah, we be hurting people. Anyway, but yeah, you support me on all my passion projects, and I love that. And especially with the cooking channel we started doing too, and you know, just anything that I say, hey, I want to do this, you know.
I think that's really fun to do with you.
The cooking stuff?
Yeah, because we get to spend extra time together, and we're being self-conscious about what our food intake is.
That part, but I think the biggest thing is, yeah, we do get to, like I said before, like we value this time together to sit here and chat, because it's like, yeah, we get off of work, we do our thing, and we kind of focus on our own little personal worlds, but like this is us like actually getting to talk, like and have conversations, and that's what I love about it, because you know, throughout the day you think about like, how's this person doing? We pretty much are very much like an old-fashioned couple before cell phones, because throughout the day we don't text each other, like
unless someone needs something,
unless something important goes down. Good luck. Because
that's what work phones are for.
No, I mean, I'm just saying in general, we're not like constantly texting each other. So when we get home, there's that I missed you. And I'm not saying that everybody needs to do that, but I just know it's worked for us. But sometimes you be like, I missed you, and I'm like, you literally just left the house. How did you miss me? What are you talking about? So yes, you support me with all my passion projects, and I love that. You are literally my better half. I can't express this enough when I say, like, you complete me in those ways that, like, I look at a photo of us when we go out. Like, I'm so glad that we started doing this, because before I never did it. When we take photos when we go out, and I'm looking at the photo when we went to the comedy shop, and I was like, man, I fucking love her. Like, I couldn't see myself with anybody else in that world of, like, my nesting partner, the person I'm going to marry. Like, for people who know me, know 2010 me, and like who I was then, marriage or like me settling down would never exist. That wasn't even a part of the fucking conversation. So
I don't think it's something, from what you've told me, I don't think it's something that you were actively thinking about, but I do think it's something that was like in your subconscious that you wanted.
I don't know. No, I enjoyed, and this is I guess how I kind of found that I was more poly after that last relationship. I enjoy the relationships that I have with other people and connecting with them on that level. So I definitely knew I was not a one person individual.
Well,
I knew that.
I figured that out pretty early too.
Yeah. So, but to like say like hands down to actually put a ring on it in a sense, no, I never thought of like a sense of settling down. So that wasn't a thing. But like when I say you are my better half, like I mean that without a shadow of a doubt, I would probably not be where I'm at right now if it wasn't for you.
You know, I could say the same about you.
Yeah, like, I think about at times there's so many moments where we talked about it when you helped me move into that apartment. Like, you've helped me, especially when in August, like, that was a really tough time for me. Like, to go from us having that stable situation to then me gambling on something like going into education and then not having like a job for like almost half a year. Like, you holding down the fort and saying, hey, no, go to school, do this test, take it as many times as you need to. I got this. Like, there were so many days that I just was like, yo, I can't express how much I appreciate the fact that they are so supportive of that. And granted, I never got the role that I wanted to get into, but
at least you can say you tried.
Yeah, I can say that. I can definitely say that I tried. But during that time, man, I sat there and just did not feel like I knew you loved me no matter what happened. But for any I guess you could say male presenting individual, when you don't, matter of fact, anybody, when you don't feel like you're able to bring to the table, like, it affects you like mentally. I had depression, I had all these other things going on, and there were times where you just be like, no, we're good, trust me, we're good. You were my rock, you held me down. Like, I could say without a shadow of a doubt that if whoever one of us gets older and not able to do stuff, you know, we are gonna take care of the other person. Not saying that, you know, nobody else would do it, but I just know hands down, this is why we kind of already established to each other, motherfucker, you ain't going nowhere, and motherfucker, I ain't going nowhere. Like, that's that level of I would say that better half. I don't know if you ever noticed this too, because it's a funny thing. This is a side note. Have you ever noticed some couples, like, with the amount of years they start being together, they kind of start having similar facial expressions?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know ours is smiling, and I want to be able to continue smiling with you for years, however long that takes. And I know we debate on like, all right, I'm dying first, you better, you know, we do all that shit all the time, and I don't care too much about that. I'm glad that I get to spend the rest of my life with you. I honestly couldn't say I would not want it with anybody else. Like, I truly love you. I truly love you, and
I love you too.
So that's one of the biggest things I get to brag about, is that they are literally my better half. And to say, even from my mom has never liked any woman that I dated. Never. Except one person, but like, she found out like, but to say my mom has like generally never was like one of those situations like, yo, you better not fuck this up. Like, I'm gonna mess you up if you mess this up. So
wait, your mom's actually said that to you?
Yes, she said, I like this one. Do not fuck this up. I have the receipts. I can call her after this, and she will tell you that. Which is funny, because now I look at my thing. When I talked about I never thought I would marry until I met you, that was actually one of the other things. Because I truly never felt like it was gonna be a thing. Not saying that marriage is bad, but it's just like I said before, I wasn't aware of the realms of polyamory and how I could have commitments with multiple people. Mm-hmm. I just know I didn't want commitment to one person.
Right.
Now, granted, we have expressed that, you know, if down the road that stuff doesn't work, that we're able to just lock in and just be us. But I just know that was kind of a thing. And I'm trying to think of what the other thing I was going to say. But yes, you make me think outside of the box with life. I love that.
Do you care to elaborate on that a bit?
Yeah, I'm going to. So you help me think, you help me take into perspective not just what I'm thinking, but think outside the box when it comes to scenarios. So like trying things I've never tried before that I was like, what? I would never try that. So like your fermented garlic and honey Never thought to combine those two things together, but it's apparently a good seasoning, and apparently it's good for other things health-wise. And I'm like,
yeah, it's really good for if you have colds. A lot of people do it with onions as well as garlic.
And to me, I'm just like, the thought process of actually consuming it, like, it's strong. Like, I'm talking about it's strong.
But it's not bad.
It's fucking strong. Okay? Really strong. And I say to this point, like, it's a lot to me sometimes. But I will say, the one thing that you brought to me that really, I tell this to everybody. Oh, you got a sore throat? Take some orange peels, get you some raw honey, put that in a jar, let it sit. I never tell them, like, how long you're supposed to sit it. Like, is it 24 hours?
No, actually, it's full. You can take a full orange and slice it into, like, discs.
Yeah.
Then you stuff that in the jar. And then you cover it with raw honey.
Yeah.
And you let that sit. It has to sit for at least a week. And every day or so, you burp it. So you open the jar a little bit to let the gas out. And then you close it back up and you shake it really, really well. And then you let it sit until the week is up. And then you have fermented citrus honey. Yeah,
and when I tell you, I think we both had COVID around that time.
We did.
And I was like, my throat is killing me. He was like, man, try this. It's going to work. I said, orange and honey? What? No, this is dumb. What are you talking about?
It's better than orange blossom honey.
Yeah. But when I tried it, my throat cleared immediately. So I will never, like, there are certain times where I'll tell Asani, I'm like, look, I don't want to try that because I know the combinations of what those things would taste like. But when it's something like, hey, this would be good for you to heal this thing, without a shadow of a doubt, I take it because I know, hands down, and you haven't steered me wrong since that day. But there's other things you do it with.
Even if you didn't like it very much, like the time I made you take a spoonful of the garlic honey for your knee.
Yeah, and that actually did help the inflammation. Yeah, I did. Which again, the combination of the two, it just sounds gross when you think about it. And yes, it smells the way you think it does.
It just smells like garlic
and honey. Very strong garlic and honey. So next is, you are great at communicating your needs and confronting your fears with me head on. Like, I never have to worry about you not opening up something to me, like why you feel or what's going on. Like, I feel like no matter what, you are going to express yourself. And we've had moments like that, even with the previous person and stuff like that. It's like, hey, I kind of felt this way. And, just kind of talking about, like, I like to call, I wouldn't say jealousy in relationships, but it's just like those.
Well, jealousy is an appropriate term for it, because there have been times where I was jealous, but I did sit there and I unpacked it to figure out why I was jealous. And 9 times out of 10, it was just because it was something that I wanted to experience with you that you had done with that other person first.
Say word? Oh, snap. I don't think you ever, like, told me exactly like that.
Because in my eyes, it wasn't a big deal. It was like, well, I can do that with him at a later date. And we did go do things together at a later date.
That's wild. I never knew it was like that. I never knew.
Not all the time.
Yeah. Well, I know which one you're talking about. That's what I'm saying. Like, we're not specifying specifically, but I know what you're talking about. So it's interesting. And yeah, I never have to worry about you not being able to express yourself and your needs, your wants, and your requirements in your relationship. So that's great, and I appreciate you for that. What are you doing?
It was shaking.
Oh. Shake, shake, shake. Anyway, next one I would have to say is going to be, the fact that you helped me with my hair. Like, ooh, I can't express this enough for any person who obviously has type 4 hair like myself. The fact that this one's able to detangle or untangle my hair whenever I wash it, it's a blessing in disguise sometimes.
I actually looked up what type of curl you had before I tried to figure out what I can do to help you.
No fucking way.
Uh-huh.
I thought you just, like, because you're familiar with that, with your...
No, I did not do anything based off of what I do with the dogs.
Ah, well then.
Like, I literally looked up what different curl sizes and kink sizes are. And I was sitting there because you wanted me to detangle your hair, and I know you hate it when your hair is just flying all over the place. So you remember the first time I did twists in your hair?
Yeah.
I learned that like 2 hours before I did it.
No freaking way. Oh, that came out really good too. I wish I could show a photo of that. I think
I have photos of that.
Of course you do. Of course you do. But yeah, the fact that you're willing in taking up the time to learn that stuff, like that still means a lot to me. That still means a lot to me. So I appreciate that. I remember I made that TikTok about it too, and everybody was like, she can do that? Like, hold up a second. How was she able to know how to do that? You know, or when you was particularly picking my hair, it was that.
Yeah.
Next one is going to be, you always love doing the little things. Like when we cook, it's little, but it can mean a lot to us when we're doing it. Or when we're both we both just got off of work, and you're playing your Switch and I'm doing my thing, but we're in the same room, but still in the same energy. You know, just a little.
I love parallel play with you.
That's what it's called?
It's a love language. It's called parallel play.
I did not know that.
It's specifically a neurodivergent love language.
I'm gonna put the definition up. Okay, apparently I didn't know that. Well, I just know I enjoy being in the same space with you and doing our own little things, because it's like sometimes you want to be all over each other, but you ain't got the energy for it, and this is our way of showcasing that energy, even if we don't want to. But yeah, just the little things. When you made my bracelets, my beads and stuff like that. Anytime you want to help me with those things, just like they're small to me. They may be major to somebody else, but they're very small, little teensy little things that I always appreciate you for. What's the next one? You let me know how much you love me constantly. As many times as you might, literally, when I say this, y'all, they will say, I love you. And then 30 freaking seconds later be like, I love you. And I'm like, you just said that. Again? Yeah, I know you love me, but it's, I don't know. You have to explain why you do that.
I do that because I believe in saying something when you feel something. And a lot of times I'll just randomly be like, I love you, because at that moment I recognize that I really, really love you. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it happens multiple times in a row. And when you have ADHD, you have issues with object permanence, which means if you can't see it, you forget it's there, which also can apply to emotions such as love and grief and anger and sadness and stuff like that. So when you see something that reminds you or triggers that emotion, it's a not a reflux. I lost what I was saying.
Is it a reminder maybe?
Yeah, it's a reminder that you do have these feelings, that these do exist. Mm-hmm. And I believe that when I have those feelings, I should vocalize it.
Okay. I can respect that. Let me actually put this water down because I feel like it's going to sturdy the table.
Probably a little bit.
Can you see it in the camera?
Just the edge of it. It's going to fall off the table. Don't worry about it.
You see it still?
No.
Okay, cool. All right, so next thing, you never force anything on me. You let me be me. Whether if it's my style or anything else, especially with helping me explore the queer side of me. Mm-hmm. I know, when you painted my nails the day before I proposed to you, you didn't know what the fuck's about to happen.
No, I did not. For 2 months, he hid this shit from me, and he told everyone around me about it, and drove everyone crazy because, according to our friends, he would pull the ring out behind my back and show everyone, mm-hmm. and then he would hide it as soon as I turned around, And the entire time he was stressing everyone out because they're like, she's gonna fucking see it.
Yeah, I had the whole theatrics, the whole like, I was so upset because when I asked the dude about the projector screen, I was like, hey, it's gonna be in the daytime, it's gonna like illuminate. He was like, yeah, you should be able to do it as long as you got some shade and a good, you should be good. And shit didn't work.
It did not work.
And nothing in life happens perfect, but the moment with you was perfect. So yes, and I remember you was gonna like try to put eyeliner on me with the glasses on.
Yeah, so you specifically with the headband that you had on the other day with the flowers on it, I thought it would look really cute.
With eyeliner, I'll have to try it. I'll have to try it at some point. But I always tell myself, I appreciate that you allow me to express myself in any way I want to.
Well, you do the same with me.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, of course. I mean, that's kind of why I appreciate it so much, because it's kind of like a both in kind of thing. And let's see here. The other thing is, obviously, I talk about technically you're a future business owner. Technically.
I am technically a future business owner.
Yes. I brag about that, and I brag about your baking background. Anytime when I'm doing my current profession, I always bring up, if like I'm talking to somebody about it, I bring it up like, oh yeah, they did this, and they teach me about all these things like mise en place and all that kind of stuff. So I always brag about your background in baking, and you make excellent brownies. They're like top notch. We still gotta do those cinnamon rolls though.
We do.
Still gotta do those cinnamon rolls.
I was thinking we could do the cinnamon rolls, but I could do them a little differently down the, like we can do it the original recipe first, and then I can do them a little differently down the road.
Oh, so you want to make it more than once, obviously.
I would like to make a chocolate version of them.
How would you make chocolate dough?
You'd add cocoa powder to the flour
beforehand. Oh, so you want to make original flour for that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, you get your flour, you use however much flour you're supposed to. You add, let's say you use about a cup and 1 3/4 cups of regular flour. You would then add like a 1/4 cup of cocoa powder. Mm-hmm. And then you'd add your binder.
See, this is exactly what I'm talking about with this information, bro. Like, come on, man. Just always got information. Always. I'm telling you, we might need to have to make a segment. Things or something like that. I don't know.
That would be cute. You could just like randomly ask me shit.
Mm-hmm. And it'd be like a random thing. Knows. Oh, random thing Asani knows. So next one, the fact that you don't need me in your life. I am just an extension to your life. Like you say like a lot of times that you're able to do your own thing. And I've had many relationships where people are very clingy, like they can't exist without you. And granted, I know you would like to exist without me, but like
I don't want to exist without you.
Well, what I'm saying is like you can do it. Like if like obviously you can move on. You know what I'm saying? You can move on and still exist. Whereas some people are like, very clingy and not giving that person space. Like you give me space. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like you give me that ability to do me. I guess I would say at the end of the day, you're not clingy, but you are clingy, but not clingy. Does that make sense?
I'm affectionately clingy. I'm not necessity clingy.
Yes, you are affectionate all the time. Like they're one thing they love to do is they'll come up and just fall on me, and I'm just like, can I help you? And they're just like, I just want to fall on you and hold you. And I'm like, okay, you can get up now. Just random stuff like that. And these are the things that I brag about you. And then the next part is what you may think the other one says about you. So I have to guess what you may say about me when you brag about me. So I think you talk about the fact that I can make a good steak.
Sometimes.
Okay. That I don't stress you compared to most individuals. You want to talk about that? Okay.
I don't talk about that because I don't talk about stuff like that unless the person is stressing me.
Okay. Then I don't know. I don't know what you probably say when you brag about me, honestly. Well, I guess that leaves your opportunity to do such. And the floor is yours.
You know, we probably should have done the guess what the other says about each other before you went into your list.
Probably. But hey,
that's okay.
It's organic. You know what I'm saying? We do our thing. So, go for it.
One of my favorite things to brag about you is the fact that you love what you do. You give 110% no matter what you're doing. For example, when you were really big on TikTok and you did all of those Street Fighter videos, you were doing those almost every day. And you were into it. You were excited about it. You were happy with it. Even when you had some really off days, you were like, man, I should really just go make a video. Mm-hmm. And you did, and it'd cheer you up because it's something that you love to do. And you have that attitude about pretty much anything that you do, unless it's something that you're required to do because of your job and you just don't really want to do it.
Okay. That's one. Because it's true. It is true. You know, I can't take compliments for nothing. So,
I know. I'm just waiting for you to say some bullshit.
No, I ain't gonna say nothing. This is all you right here.
I like to brag about the fact that you are so good at housework, and I am crap at housework. I did it for so long for all of my other relationships that I don't have the patience for it anymore. And you do pretty much everything around the house outside of the dishes. And even then you do the dishes sometimes because sometimes I'm just not up for it. I know exactly what you want to say right now. It's written all over your face.
I don't do shit. I tell it to them every day. They'd be like, well, I appreciate you. I don't do shit.
I love how emotionally vulnerable you are. I love the fact that, with me specifically, I love the fact that you are comfortable enough with me to show me you when you're emotional. Regardless of whether it's you being happy or you being sad or pissed off at something. You don't hide it from me like most men would.
Are you talking about like when I cried when I was listening to Howl's Moving Castle?
No, like not just that. Like there's multiple like.
Well, I'm talking about recently.
Well, recently, yes, but that's not the only time I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know. I was talking about like in recent events.
I love the fact that you give me space when I ask for it. Especially on days where I've just had a really shit day at work and it was loud and obnoxious and I need quiet when I come home. And you will go ahead and you'll wait for me to come up to you and like I'll say hi when I walk in and I'll come over and give you a kiss. Mm-hmm. And then I'll go do my own thing for a little bit. And then I'll come back out and like spend time with you. Mm-hmm.
Or similar to when you get really, really hot, really quick, and you gotta run off and cool off. And I'll be like, this is Florida. What are you talking about? It's always hot. But okay. All right, I'll accept that. I'll accept it.
I love how excited you get when you're playing video games.
Even when I'm yelling in the house?
Yes, because I can just stick my earbuds in and I'll be fine with it.
Oh my god.
There are times where it's like a little loud, so I'll leave the room for a little bit.
Yeah, I'll be mad when you do that because I'll be like, damn, I'm sorry.
No, it's like, I'm not mad at you. It's just I was sensory overload for that small period of time. Like, I'll come back out, but...
Yeah, they're talking about specifically when I'm playing Dead by Daylight or if I'm playing fighting games for sure.
You get so loud. I love you.
Some of the BS that happens on those games, you kind of have to scream it out. So that's besides the point. So you enjoy the fact that I'm passionate about my fighting
yes,
games? Yes,
okay. I love how passionate you are, regardless of what you're doing.
Okay.
I love that you have a good relationship with your mom.
Okay.
You're one of my only partners that I've had that has had a good relationship with their parent.
My mom was literally like my best friend like in my early 20s. Like we literally had a system of like some college frat boy type stuff where my mom would be like, hey, this person I'm talking to is coming over, address them appropriately. Or sometimes she'd be like, yo, go in the room and act like you're not even there, like, or something like that. And same thing applied. You'd be like, you know, if she's in the house. And I know some people would be like, yo, it's kind of wild for you to bring people over in your mom's house and hey, look, man.
If your mom knows about it, it's not that bad.
My mom was just like, pretty much just give me a heads up so that I know, depending on what it was, if I need to leave the house or not. And that was fair game. So we had that system. And you know, my mom is very much a person who keeps to themselves a lot. But other than that, man, I trust her with everything. Everything that I do in my life, I trust her with. And honestly, the funny part about it with her, her response to everything is, good, no hard drug. Good, you ain't in jail. Good. You know, that's pretty much her response. So whatever I do, it's like, okay, so you ain't in jail? All right, cool. You ain't doing this? All right, cool. So that's pretty much it. But yeah.
I love the fact that you don't begrudge me spending time with my mom, even though I work with her.
Why the heck would I ever do that? Like, or anybody would ever do that?
Looking back at my previous relationships, I had a lot of them were like jealous of the fact that I had such a good relationship with my mom that I wanted to spend time with her outside of work.
No, like, do your thing. Because then sometimes, you know, as the gamer, go do your thing. How much game? Have fun. You know, so that's really weird. And
it's a lot more common than you think.
I don't know, man. I wouldn't give a damn how the relationship between, even with my I had a previous ex who they hung out all the time. I didn't care because it's like that's your friend. And we're back. See, you were talking about the relationship that you have with your mom and me not being stressful about it. Yeah, that's your best friend. Do what you do. Give a dang. I want you to have a friend. Sometimes, you know, you don't really have that many people you can hang out with in our current area. So if that's your mom as your friend, I don't give a dang.
I love the fact that you are not afraid to do new things. Specifically do new things with me.
Oh, you mean like you want to do the ballroom dancing thing?
Yes.
I know I'm gonna regret it later.
I also love that you're not afraid to go do cutesy things with me. Like when we went to the butterfly exhibit.
Oh yeah, that was adorable. That was adorable. You know what? Yeah, like we used to do a lot of stuff like that back in the day when we could.
Right, when we had the time to.
But like the concert that we're going to in November, bro.
It's in August.
It's November.
August 8th.
November 8th. Trust me. It's in November. You can look at your phone right now.
I swear to God, you told me it was August.
It's November 8th, bro. Because it's 11/8.
Hang on. I'm gonna pull this up right now.
So we got tickets to go see Joji, and I'm telling you, this is why I know it is, because I remember looking it up, and it said he was in Orlando in November.
Fuck.
Exactly. I knew what the fuck I was talking about.
No, because I put in August 8th for my day off, so I have to switch it.
Better go switch that now, like ASAP. Shit. We ain't missing that fucking concert. Not for nothing.
That's gonna be my birthday concert.
Pretty much. I'm going to cry so hard. I might.
That's gonna be our anniversary concert.
Pretty much. Wait, is it actually though?
Yeah.
Like, low key? Yo, stop playing with me right now. Like, is it legit? The date.
We should look up when we went to that, the Japanese festival. The first time we went.
I can do that.
Because that was in November.
Yeah, it was. It's always in November. That's why I love it. I'm gonna have to look at that, because if that's true, boy, that's wild.
Can you imagine that? Actually, like, I'm pretty sure it is, but like, can you imagine us going on our anniversary and then him playing the song that we picked for us?
I again would cry, and I am not afraid of crying. I low key want to do certain things to prep for it, but no, I might have to save up money for an Uber that day or something. I don't know. Anyway,
we can Uber. We can get a hotel for out there.
I want to go. After my experience with the sleep study, I don't feel like sleeping in no other beds now. No other beds, bro.
Well, then we'll have to set aside a budget for Uber. Although I did pay for parking.
How much?
It was $24.
At the Amway?
Yeah, that wasn't even for good parking.
That's how much was good parking?
Good parking was $75.
Chill, bro. Yo, man. Yeah, we might just have to Uber, bro. I don't know, man. Cause if parking is bad,
like $24 is $24. I'm not gonna be mad at it. We'll Uber.
Yeah, screw that. Cause I want to be able to have an experience, bro. I'm gonna be like the whole time. Anyway, so trying new things. What else do you have?
I love the fact that you let me explore my different styles and my different clothes and hair and my gender identity, and you're not like mad at me for it. You don't get mad at me when I change my hair, even though you don't like it sometimes when I change my hair.
It's more so I have to be used to the change.
You are averse to change.
Yes.
Which is one of the reasons why I think you might be a little autistic.
Yeah. I don't really like change unless it's like a necessary change. But if you're just doing to do it, it's like, why are we changing this?
If it's something that you can prep for, you're okay with it.
Yes. But if you come home and like, I dyed my hair blue, and I'm like,
which I tend to do quite a lot. This is the longest time I've gone without dyeing my hair.
Yeah. And yeah. And the fact that you've been growing it this long too.
Well, I like kind of fried it the last time I dyed it.
More of the reasons why you should probably stop for a minute.
What do you think I've been doing? Plus, I want to grow out my hair for our wedding.
How long are you trying to make it?
Like, as long as it'll be before we get married.
Well, you got a couple more months left.
Right.
Better get on the ball with that. Okay. The fact that I allow you to be able to explore.
You allow me to be unapologetically me.
Yes, with your little goofy ass giggle and stuff. And then
speaking of goofy, I love the fact that you are goofy when you're around me.
Like, you saying as if I wouldn't be goofy if I wasn't around you, or
like compared to how you are around new people versus how you are around me or people that you've known for a long time. You're not afraid. Okay. You're not afraid to be goofy around me.
Yeah, no, because it's you. You know what I'm saying? Like, most of the jokes is I'm trying to either make you laugh or make you say, oh, like, you know, that little tongue nonsense you be doing, sticking your tongue out and stuff. Whatever joke that makes you give me a reaction is the big thing.
I love the fact that you can keep up with my sass.
Oh yeah, because Yeah, anytime you want to try to give me shit, yeah, I'm right there with you. Like the whole milk carton incident.
It was my milk.
I don't care.
You didn't drink it, and we didn't have any guests over at that time. It was fucking quarantine.
Alright, so look here, y'all. This is the scenario, okay? We got milk in the fridge. And they felt like, oh, I'm going to pull the milk out and drink from the carton. And I said, hey,
it was my milk.
I don't give a damn. But here's the thing. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? Get a glass. And they're like, no, it's my milk. And I was like, but yeah, but why are you drinking out the carton like a barbarian?
Because I freaking wanted to.
Get a freaking glass. So, we got a little scuffle about it. Not a scuffle, but like a little back and forth about it. Talk about, it's my milk. And I'm like, no, get a glass. So, it's just one of those things that we do every once in a while. They'll give me sass and I have to give it right back to them. Otherwise, you probably walk all over my ass with that.
No.
That ain't gonna never happen. Because I ain't gonna never let it happen. Because I'm gonna sass you back all the time. But the fact that I can handle your sass, okay.
I love the fact that you don't begrudge me my animals.
What do you mean?
Like, you're okay with me having my animals. You're not resentful of me for it.
I mean, I may not be that much of an animal person. But yeah, continue. Was that it? No, I mean, like, as in the animal statement.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because after a while, when you got certain people like Bear, the best dog, you kind of just, not think about it as much. But Bear is the best dog. No ands or buts. I have made my statement.
I think I've pretty much covered what I brag about.
Now, even though I already told you what mine were, could you guess where any of them?
Well, I figured that you brag about my degree. And I figured that you brag about the fact that I know a crap ton of things. I honestly, what I was expecting you to brag about was probably going to be the fact that I know so much about animals specifically.
Nah, because that just kind of comes with you. So, like, yeah, that's something people learn, like, when they start talking to you. What I do, I don't brag about it, but I brag about it to you, is the fact that you know another language. And I always tell them this every time. If you went to that set country right now, and the only thing they spoke is that language, you'd be good. Me, on the other hand, I'd be fucked. So the fact that I'm trying to learn something like Japanese or just another language in general, especially when we try to travel to Japan, I want to be equipped.
You're starting to lean out of the frame.
Thank you for telling me. I want to be equipped and able to do what I do.
Here's another one.
What?
I love the fact that you want me to hold you accountable.
Oh, when I do
like for things you say or things you do, like you want me to correct you.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, like, I'm not perfect, and how will I ever understand certain things if you don't tell me? Y'all gotta also realize it's like 7 at night. Well, 8:30 at night.
It is 8:30.
We normally film at like the daytime, so all these yawns and all that kind of stuff are just coming from a very long day. A very long day. But you said that's all of yours?
Yeah, that's pretty much all.
All right. Well then, this kind of gives us an opportunity to tell everybody, if you have this opportunity, share it with your person to be able to say like, hey, let's write about the things that we gush about or brag with your partner, because honestly, it's interesting to know what you say. I find it quite interesting to know what they may say about me to people, and not in like a bad way, obviously, but like, what are the qualities that you truly enjoy about me, you know? And yeah, I encourage everybody to get the chance to do that with your person. So the next thing we definitely wanted to get the chance to talk about was your sinus is kicking in completely, right?
My allergies have been kicking my ass all day.
Apparently, and it's summertime, which is wild. But the next conversation was talking about was learning about your love language from, I guess, your childhood, was it something like that?
Comparing how you prefer to be loved with how you were loved as a child.
There we go. So certain things that I kind of noticed as I've been dating Asani, they do a lot of things similar to what my mom does. And my mom has always called me Snuffleupagus or banana bread, and they would just smother me with kisses. Asani does that, but just says I love you. So it's like I noticed these things, and I was like, wow, my mom used to do that when I was a kid. And then other stuff like
the other day when we were talking about prepping for something, and I was standing there and I really had to pee.
Oh yeah, you had to really use the bathroom, and they would start doing this little dance thing. And anytime my mama had to use the bathroom, and she'd be like wanting to talk to you but has to use the bathroom, I'm like, why are you dancing? Go to the bathroom. What are you doing? Like, go. So there's that. There was another thing too. I forgot to write it down. That she does that you do. It's not. Oh, the fact that you like sitting and watching me play video games. So my mom used to do that when I was a kid. Whenever I used to play wrestling games, she would actually sit there and watch me for maybe like a good 30 minutes, and just allow me to play my game. My mom also bought me a tape recorder when I was younger, and she encouraged me to record music that I found soothing to me. So I always recorded songs from video games, and I would play them in the house, just vibing. And my mom never found it weird, but she found it really like cool that I could find a way of expressing myself with music. And then I had a futon, and the futon broke because I used to do wrestling moves on it. So I kept the mattress, and I took the mattress and put it in my closet. So my closet became my chill space. Like if I need to get away, I would have the futon in there, and I would just play my music, and I would just vibe. Mm-hmm. And my God,
we could do that in our closet right now.
Our current one?
In our bedroom?
No.
Yeah, we could.
We could, but no. It'd be weird to sit in, because like it has to be a closet where like the door opens in like the opposite way. Because when I used to sit in it, I used to just fall in it, like fall in the closet and I can get up, close the door, whatever. I feel like in our bedroom, because of like I can't necessarily fall in, I have to lay sideways. That makes sense. So I mean, technically we could, but not in that way. And plus, we would not have enough space for both of us. So
why not?
I don't think we would.
The closet space is like twice the size of this table.
Maybe.
If not more.
Maybe. I don't feel like we may have enough space for it. Just knowing how I lay and how I am. I'm a very fidgety person, and you know this.
You know what's funny?
What?
I considered turning our closet into a reading nook.
Y'all see what I'm talking about, bro? Y'all see what I'm talking about? This is exactly what I'm talking about. Better half. Anyway.
What, the fact that we had similar ideas?
Yeah, pretty much. And, yeah, those are some of the things that my mom did and kind of helped me understand. My mom definitely, words of affirmation, always bigging me up and stuff like that. And that's all you do. So, yeah, I'm trying to think of the other things that she did. But my mom was definitely very loving. You know, she obviously had the wrath of a black mom, but very loving more than anything. So, but yeah, how about you?
So my role model, I have to preface this with saying that my role model that I looked up to when it came to relationships and being loved was my grandma and grandpa. My mom and dad have a great relationship, but my grandma and grandpa had an amazing one. And my role model specifically was my grandpa. So a lot of the things that you do, that he used to do with grandma, was he would like just randomly dance with her. They used to do square dancing all the time. They were literally part of a square dancing club. I would sit there and I'd watch them and be like, that's so fucking cute. I really love that. He would spend time with me. We would go out for drives and we'd have just random songs playing. We'd listen to new music together. We'd get to spend time together just chilling and vibing, and we had great cuddle sessions. I loved cuddling with him, and I love cuddling with you.
That I know. That I know. I know that all so well.
He used to be really goofy too.
Okay.
I love the fact that you are similar to him in that aspect, that you can be that carefree around me.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I can respect that. Kind of keeping the level of energy and being goofy and just being myself and just... Okay. I can see that.
So we used to go and we would... He's the kind of person who would go ahead and burn like DVDs onto CD-ROMs for us to play. Mm-hmm. And he was constantly asking what my interests were. And he would go and he'd find movies and TV shows that I thought were funny or interesting. Like, we had a whole collection of like dinosaur movies because for the longest time all I was into was dinosaurs.
I mean, I can definitely tell that's your thing. I mean, you like dino nuggies.
No, not really.
You don't like dino nuggies?
Mm-mm.
Oh, you'd be a first. Everybody likes dino nuggies. But Land Before Time?
Yes.
My girl. Alright.
But also like dino documentaries.
Alright, you lost me.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I'm not watching no dino documentaries.
I think they're interesting.
Of course you do. You find almost...
I like documentaries in general. As long as they're like nature related or things that I'm interested in my actual life.
I like different... Obviously, you know what I like. I guess I remember you called it was like they were gossipy driven or like
what was that one?
When I watch and people talk about like certain situations that happen and like their commentary on it and stuff like that.
You like the commentary docuseries.
Yes, I love that. Especially my favorite one is Summoning Salt.
Dark Side of the Ring.
Yes, I love Dark Side of the Ring. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. New Jack's episode is one of my favorite episodes because that man, knowing he's on camera and he says some of the most wild stuff, love it.
My grandma and I used to watch MMA and boxing and wrestling together when I was over at her place.
They had MMA like that back then?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching The Ultimate Fighter?
Yeah. Whatever we were able to get over on the German cable networks.
Oh yeah, German. Yeah. I probably would have that. I don't remember seeing it in America. The only mixed martial arts thing I remember seeing, it was fabricated though. But it was like Beast Warrior something. Where it was like live action and did martial arts and stuff. I started watching it again recently. Because somebody brought it up. Because one of the martial artists came from, was in Mortal Kombat 1, the first movie. Mm. So I remember somebody brought it up and I was like, oh snap, I remember this. This is crazy. So yeah.
That spending that time with my grandparents is also where my love of horror movies comes from.
What is your favorite horror movie? I don't think I've ever asked you that.
Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Is that the one where he's like
with Tom Cruise and Keanu Reeves?
Is that the one where he's like really like the Dracula's like really old and like there's a part where he has like his whole white hair and he has that red dress looking nightgown thing?
I think so, yeah. Or are you thinking of the new Dracula?
No, it's a very old one.
Yeah.
It was a video game off of it too, and it was trash.
So it's the one with what's her name? The girl who plays the daughter in Beetlejuice.
I'll probably have to watch this with you, because you've watched all my horror movies except Chucky. I don't think you watched.
Well, I've watched the explanations that you've listened to.
But watch Child's Play with me. Chucky is the man, bro. Chucky is the man. Anyway, was there any other thing before we kind of
this one?
Can you show me the image of the actual Dracula? Yep, that's the one.
Yeah.
Yep, that's the one. Yep, that game was trash. Like trash.
One of my other favorites that I want to get a scene tattooed from is The Howling 5. Not 5, 4.
You're going to have to tell me about that another time. Because I don't even know what the heck that is. Because most of my movies, I guess you could say,
we can watch. Like the thing I love about it is the special effects that they use. Mm-hmm. Because they don't use special effects in terms of because they didn't have the computer capacity for it back then. Mm-hmm. They used more practical effects. Mm-hmm. Which is really cool because they actually put in time and effort into like the makeup that they did for the movie.
Oh. I can still only say Child's Play and Halloween. Like, I would be Michael Myers for Halloween if I could. But I'll probably be a little too into that character. A little, not like I'm actual myself. It's just like, method actors. You get into that role. I mean, anytime I put on a mask like my Pentagon Junior mask, I'm into that. Like I'm that person now. So I feel like I would be a little too into it.
My one of the other things that I like to do with you is the parallel play, which I picked that up from my parents.
How so?
So one of the things my parents do, and I don't think that they realize that this is a thing that they do, or more specifically, I don't think my mom realizes that it's a thing that they do that is considered a love language, is the parallel play. Dad will get home and he'll sit on the couch and he'll watch his TV, and mom will sit on the couch with him, but she'll be on her iPad or on her phone.
Okay, yeah, that is parallel play. Pretty much, you're doing your own thing, but we're still in the same
Right,
space.
You're spending time together.
Yeah. Okay. You drink from yours, I drink from mine. We got both 2 gallons. We both have gallons of fluids. They drunk more than me today, though, and I need to get better at mine. Anyway, what do you think we should talk about next week? So remember we talked about the whole unpacking jealousy in relationships.
We did say we were going to talk about that.
We also would love. Oh, sorry. Oh, actually, no. Next week we have our first guest.
Oh, do we?
I think we have our first guest next week. We have an individual coming from Tampa. Wait, no, that's next week. That's on the 25th. We actually have 2 guests. We have one on the 25th and the one that may be either on the 18th or the 26th. So we might have double whammies, so we'll see. But regardless, we should have either a guest next episode, or yes, we'll be probably talking about unpacking jealousy in relationships. And please, if you guys have a topic that you would like for us to talk about, feel free to put it in the comments. And
please ask questions.
Yeah,
we're struggling for content right here.
We ain't really struggling. struggling.
I'm struggling to think of ideas for the podcast.
Well, how about this? I ain't struggling, but I would like your suggestions mainly because this is a journey for both of us, and journey for both of us, but also a journey for you guys too, because you are part of this with us, and we appreciate you guys following us and enjoying our content. So please feel free to let us know some of the topics you'd like for us to talk about, and we will give our best opinions on it and make it fun and educational. But overall, I hope you guys are enjoying the cooking channel. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to the cooking channel.
You know, I still haven't seen any of the videos.
I haven't had the chance to, because the first one you got to do the voiceover.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Did I?
Remember? Because remember, yeah, you got to redo it.
It.
So, which you could do when you get back. But I had to do voiceover on mine too. And I think the other one we did as well. We had to do voiceover for the first 3 we did. So, but otherwise,
did we do 3 of them?
Yeah, we did your enchiladas, we did my steak, and then we did the burgers.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so we did.
I'm
3.
still so mad I didn't hit record on that freaking button. I'm still so mad about that because that was a good. Those were good shots.
Those were good shots. I saw you the way you was moving and everything. Those were gonna be good shots.
I'm so mad at that.
Well, I bet you know next time to hit the record button. I hope you hit the record button on mine.
I did hit the record button on yours.
Okay, all right, just making sure. But here, guys, that this is gonna be for us today. We definitely again appreciate you. Again, if you haven't subscribed yet, if you haven't done anything of that nature, please do so. Like the video, let us know what you think in the comments. And this is your Spoonful of Polyamory. We hope that you leave nourished, filled, and refreshed, and able to come back to see us next time. Until then, is your boy Itsthemazoku
AsaniDragonscale,
and enjoy the rest of your day. Till next time.
Bye.